Hi, my name is Moto, and I'm your presenter on our new show called Natura Philosophy, Unraveling the Mysteries with Moto. Our show is produced by Telespro Signs Up and shot at Panenga Studios. Before I go any further, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. We would really appreciate you commenting and criticizing this video so that we improve our video for the betterment of science and for the betterment of our show. Thank you. So today on our very first episode, we are going to be discussing the microwave. We are going to be discussing all the scientific concepts and techniques that are incorporated into the microwave oven so that we see it functional as we see it in everyday life. So to start off with, I would like to discuss with you to share a brief history of how the microwave was discovered. So it so happened that a scientist named Percy Spencer was working in the laboratory, and it's no surprise that the microwave oven was discovered by accident. It was discovered by accident. And most scientific, if we trace back down in history, most scientific breakthroughs were discovered by accident. For example, Michael Faraday discovering electromagnetic induction, which is now used in generators, and the substantial evidence for the Big Bang theory was a result of a failure of an experiment, and that failure of the experiment was due to the background radiation that was being caused by radiation left 14 billion years ago by the Big Bang. So most scientific breakthroughs are a result of accident. They happen by accident, and when they catch you off guard, sort of. So what happened is that Percy Spencer was working in the laboratory, and he was using a device called the magnetron. The magnetron is a device that produces microwaves randomly in all directions. So what happened is that after the experiment, he realized that the candy that he had in his pocket, like for instance, let's take for example that if this was candy and I'm Percy Spencer, the candy he had melted after he had completed the experiment. So somehow, since he was working with microwaves, he realized that somehow, the microwaves, he had transmitted heat energy to the candy in his pocket. So that led to the discovery of the microwave oven. So the big question now here is, where did the energy come from? How did the microwaves transmit energy? So what we know from our physics is that microwaves are a region of the electromagnetic spectrum, and which means they are an electromagnetic wave. And all electromagnetic waves have oscillating magnetic and electric fields. That's the first part. Then the second part is that most of the food that we consume contains water. And water is a polar molecule. When I say polar molecule, it's a molecule that is in an even distribution of charges within the molecule. For example, in the water molecule, the oxygen, due to its high electronegativity, it has a slightly negative charge, and the two hydrogen atoms, because it's H2O, right? The two hydrogen atoms have a slightly positive charge. And these charges, they participate in electric fields like any other charges. So the microwaves, I said earlier that they are electromagnetic in nature, so they have magnetic and electric fields within them. And these electric fields, they change direction rapidly with a very high frequency, such that they change, the pole of the magnet changes direction almost 2.5 billion times in a second. So what happens is that the negative part of the water, which is the water molecule, which is the oxygen atom, is then attracted to the positive part of the electromagnetic wave, and then the positive part of the water, which are the hydrogen atoms, are attracted to the negative part of the electromagnetic wave. So the microwave, when I'm saying electromagnetic wave, I'm just referring to the microwave. So what happens now is that since the microwave is continuously changing direction, the direction at which each molecule is being attracted constantly changing, and therefore the molecules vibrate and resonate more frequently and rapidly, and thus the molecules rub against each other, and when they rub against each other, their kinetic energy is converted to thermal energy, and hence heat is produced to warm up the food. So to demonstrate what I was saying earlier, let's consider this rod that I'm holding and consider this black part as let's consider this rod as a water molecule, and consider the black part as the negative part, or the part that is oxygen, and consider the other end as the part that is hydrogen, or the positive part. So let's consider that the electric field of the microwave is as follows, that the positive terminal of that electric field is to my right. It means that this part with oxygen, which is also negative, will be attracted to that microwave which is passing through, and yes its positive terminal to my right. And then, since I've said earlier that the electric currents, they change direction, I'm sorry, it's not the electric current, the electric fields, they change direction 2.5 billion times a second. So when the direction reverses, it means the poles reverse, and the part that was the negative now becomes the positive, and the part that was the positive now becomes the negative. So this positive part of the water is now attracted to the part that was to my right, is now the negative and no longer the right, and therefore the hydrogen part, or the positive part of the water molecule, is attracted to that part. So if this continues to happen, if there's a continuous change in the poles or in the electric fields, we are going to have a system that is resonating like this due to electrostatic forces of attraction between the atoms, between the slightly charged atoms in the microwave.
And that's how thermal energy or heat is produced by the vibrating of water molecules, and then which in turn heat up your food.
So guys, that was our first ever episode of the show, Natura Philosophy, Unraveling the Mysteries with Moto. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to share the link and subscribe. Go tell your friends to tell their friends that there's an interesting science show happening here, and at Chellis Pro, we believe that a curious mind is a healthy mind. So stay curious, and if you have any questions or any topic you want us to cover within our show, you just write in the comment section, and we will surely try to cater for every comment that there is, so that we get to review to you the mysteries and the scientific concepts. It's not a mystery, the scientific genius and the scientific concepts between anything, any of the things, any of your imagination, wherever your imagination takes you. Let's Pro will be there. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the link. And this was our very first ever episode. It was on microwave. We didn't actually deplete everything there is to know about the microwave, but today was focusing on the working principle of a microwave. We'll get into the other detail of how actually a microwave is designed later, when our science gets better and we familiarize ourselves with everything. Otherwise, thank you guys. I want to give special thanks to my cameraman Lin Madakuchka, to my directors Natura Tarumbwa, Gerald Karimunenga, and Eunice. So guys, thank you and thanks for watching.